Hello guys. I just want to make a quick video. Well, not a quick video. It's gonna be a long video, and it's talking about why there's so much hate in the world. There's a lot of hate in the world. And the thing is with the world, the world is trying to make everybody hate each other. Since the beginning of time, men have been fighting each other, and me, as a person of this generation, with all the knowledge and wisdom I have, I realize that human beings were never meant to hate one another. They was always meant to love each other. And when humans hate each other, they really go against their own natural spirit or behavior. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand, love, sadness, misery, all those things that's going on in the world was, all those things is what driving people crazy in this world. But a lot of people who don't understand is that there's a person who loves them more than anything, Now, if you don't believe in God, then that's cool. But if you do believe in God, then you understand what I'm talking about. And what I mean, no matter who you are, whether you're alone, you're miserable, no matter what kind of pain and suffering you're going through, there's always one person who's always looking out for you, always loves you, no matter what. And even if you don't like him, even if you don't believe in him, he believes in you. That's the crazy part. What a lot of people don't understand also is that to find love in another human being is really almost impossible. And that's what a lot of people look for in this world, is love, because everybody want to feel love and appreciate it. But no human being can really do that to another human being. If you look at it, you can marry somebody and that person may show you love, but they will never have undeniable love. And when I mean undeniable love is mean no matter what you do, no matter how you mess up or whatever mistakes you make, they'll always love you just like the first time they ever met you. And only one person that had that love is God himself. So remember, people out there, just know, no matter what you're going through, whatever pain or suffering, no matter what you're going through, just know that God is always there with you, and he's always watching you and making sure you get to the better place, and whatever pain you and suffering you're going through, he's making sure slowly you get out of there, And the reason why, he takes his time is because he wants you to learn things along the way. Because if he wants to, he can get you out of it completely. But if he does that, then you might make another mistake again. And that's the reason why God lets you go through the pain and suffering sometimes, so you can understand. Because the thing is with God, he works in mysterious ways. He don't work. God's mind is not like our mind. His mind is like billions of years past us, and people need to understand that. So when he does something, it's for the best of us. Like me right now, I'm going through a legal situation, where my freedom, is in danger, and the thing is with that, I lost hope in humanity and a lot of things, because I'm realizing, how come a person like me who haven't done nothing wrong, is facing legal trouble, and my freedom is in jeopardy, because of my, of my niceness, But going through that itself, is God trying to show me that no matter how nice I am to people, or how much I love people, no matter how much love I have to give, it doesn't mean that people will always show it back to me. And that's what God was trying to show me. What he's trying to show me also is that all the love I have and all the affection I have should go towards him. Because just like anybody else that loves you, you want to show that same love back to that person, because no one else will show you that same love, And the thing is, I think a lot of human beings in general, no matter where you're at in the world, have one misconception, is that they can find love in another human being. And not to put down anybody who's married, who's in love, or who have a family, but I want to say this: there's not a person in this world, either your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family, your sister, your uncle, your brother. No matter who they are, no matter how much they say they love you and care about you, they will never have as much love as God will have for you, because those people that claim to love you can easily change just like that if they go through a traumatic experience. And that love might change. God is the only person that no matter what you do to him and no matter what happens, he'll always love you. In fact, a lot of people will call that stupid, Well, if that's the case, then God is the most stupidest person in the world, because he loves people more than they love themselves. But it's not because he's stupid. It's because, because his love is so powerful that us humans cannot even begin to understand what it is, And I think that's the love everybody in this world is looking for, is that love that is so powerful that they can understand it, And that's what God has. So wherever you are in the world, and I'm telling you right now, no matter if you feel alone, you feel depressed, or no matter what you're going through, and you feel like the world doesn't love you. Yes, the world doesn't love you, and the world never have loved anybody. If you look at it, if you look at the history, the love have never loved anybody, and even if it did love somebody, it was a false love. It wasn't true love. God love is pure and it's true and will stay with you no matter what happens. God love is the only love that will last throughout time, no matter how much you test it. And that's the love that a lot of people look for. And a lot of people, from religion, you have a lot of religions, that practice different faith. But in reality, they all believe in one supreme being. And this is why I found funny. This is why I found funny about religion, like holy wars and religious wars, is that people are fighting over the same thing, because they all fighting over the same God they believe in. Because in reality, that's what it is. All these religions that believe in God, they all practicing God in a different way. But in reality, God still love them the same, no matter what religion they practice or not. Because God's true main purpose is if you believe in him and love him. And that's what he cares about, really. He don't care what religion you do it in or how you practice it. He just care about you loving him and you giving the love. You giving him the love that he needs, just like he give you the love that you need. And that's why you have all this confusion and stuff in the world. It's trying to take the love of God away from us. And like I said, I'm not religious. I don't go to church. I don't go to church. Because I don't believe in churches. But I do believe in a supreme being, and I do believe that there is a God. And I also believe that he created us, and he created us with the purpose to love each other, and the world, knowing that, a lot of people say, well, it's the devil, or whatever you want to call it. There's this entity or this force that's trying to counter this love, because that entity know that this love that God has for us is more powerful than anything in the universe. And that's the reason why they're trying so hard to divide human beings, divide the whole world. That's why they're trying to start wars and raise hell and raise and make younger kids go against older people, makes older people go against younger people, because they're trying to take the love away from us. And like I said, you don't have to love anybody. You can hate people all you want. You can want to destroy people all you want. It's up to you. But at the end of the day, we all can agree that deep down inside, we all want to be loved, and we all want to be, we all want to feel that love. And we want somebody to hold us and embrace us and make us feel like, make us feel like, like we're the most special. We want somebody to love us and make us feel like we're the most special person on this world. But no one will ever do that. And I don't care if you get married. I don't care if you have a daughter or a son. That love that people claim that they have is not the same thing as God love. God love overpowers any love that any human beings will have. And people need to understand that. So if you're trying to find love in this earth, then you're looking in the wrong place. I'm just letting you know that right now. Maybe I'm kind of being dark, in this sense. But love does not exist in this world. It doesn't. The only love that exists in this world is God's love. And His love is the only love that exists. So anybody out there who like I said, who's feeling all alone and want to commit suicide and feel like they're hopeless and feel like there's nothing left in this world for them. Anybody who really feel like there is no hope and there is nothing to live for, just know that there is hope, and that hope is God Himself. And like I said, God love is the most powerful thing there is. Now, the hardest things about God and His love is that you can't see it, and that's what make people, that's what make people don't really go to God's direction, because they're like, what, we can't see this love, we can't touch it, so never mind it. But in reality, just because you can't see something and touch it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And people need to understand that, like I said, no matter who you are or what you're going through or how you feel, whether you feel alone and you feel like depressed, whatever you're going through, God is always looking over you. Whatever you're thinking of in your head, God has already heard what you're thinking in your head. Every thought you have, God is listening to your thoughts. Everything is going through your head, God is listening, and He's listening, and He knows how frustrated and how in pain you are, and that's why He's gonna do His best to bring that love to you, because it's easy for Him to bring that love, but the problem is with Him trying to bring that love to you, there's so much thing in this world that trying to counter that love. Every time God trying to send you that love, there's somebody that comes in and screw you over, and that's a problem, And the thing is, people need to understand that's the battle that's really going on in this world. Is God's love trying to get through us, but every time He trying to get through us, there's an evil force trying to come in and block that love from us and trying to make us feel hopeless, and desperate and isolated and alone. And that's why God also gets angry, because He got this so much love to give us, but there's so many people trying to take it away from us. And I want to tell people that you don't, like, me right now, I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not seeing anybody. But a lot of people say, what? Oh, you're alone, or you don't have a girlfriend, you should go find one. I'm like, well, not really, because I already have somebody in my life that loves me more than any girl can ever love me, and that's God. And people are like, well, you can't, procreate with God. Well, you can't procreate with God, but God will find a woman and put His love into her, and you can procreate with her, and that baby will come out very loving. This is why God is so powerful. And that's why I tell people, you don't really need a girlfriend. You don't really need a boyfriend. You don't really need nothing. You don't really need nobody. You don't need your family. You don't need your mom and dad. You don't need nobody in this world. The only person you really need in this world is God Himself and His love. That's all you need, because His love is true and will always last throughout time. Your dad's love is not for sure. Your mom love is not for sure. Your girlfriend love is not for sure. Your boyfriend love is not for sure. But God's love is for sure. It's 100%. Well, it's not 100%. It's a gazillion. It's a billion gazillion percent true. And a lot of people will always, get tricked by other human beings thinking like, oh, they really love us, because it's easy to tell somebody you love them and make them fall in love with you when you really don't give a damn about them. You're just saying that just so you can get what you want. But God would never do that to you. God will always love you. And going on with, with what's going on in the world, you have countries going at war with each other. You have people going at war with each other. You have, racism. You have races fighting each other. But people don't understand that the whole reason why there's different races in the world is because God put different races in the world, because God wants different groups of people. God put diversity on purpose, because God wants people to realize that, that just because something is different, and it look different than you, doesn't mean you can't love it. And in fact, some of the things that look different than you and it's from a different culture than you can love you more than anything from your own culture. And that's the reason why God put different people, because I thought